Hey guys, I'm so excited to be vlogging again. A couple months back, I had announced that I was going to start vlogging, and here I am. I finally got my stuff together and have time to do a vlog. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Nez, and I'm going to be discussing my Trash the Dress photo shoot that I posted a couple months back. So back in March, my ex-husband and I separated, and it was very bittersweet. Like, it was a relief to leave. Like, there was a weight lifted off of my shoulders because we were such in an unhealthy place. But at the same time, I left loving my ex-husband. I left hurt, but just being done. And so this really put me in a place where I needed to really self-evaluate. I had my come to Jesus moment and was like, okay, I need to figure things out, because for the last 10 plus years of my life, I feel like I have been in the same exact rut over and over and over. Some better than others, but still ending up feeling the same way, still the same cycle. And it was a really humbling experience, because the only common denominator in all of those relationships the past 10 plus years is me. So there's something I'm not getting, I'm missing, because I'm attracting the same type of guy and I'm getting the same exact outcome as I did times before. So I wanted to make sure that I felt every feeling, that I dealt with everything in order to be able to honestly heal, to never repeat this cycle again, ever. So I didn't want to go out and party every weekend. I didn't want to go out and get it in with anybody. I didn't want to get in a relationship. I didn't want to move in with anybody. I sure as heck didn't want to get engaged, married again. Like, no, not at all what I wanted to do. I want to be, because I'm still in the middle of my healing process, in a healthy place to be able to be in a healthy relationship and sustain that relationship in a healthy way. So I decided to do a Trash the Dress photo shoot. I did 2 of them. Actually, I did 3 altogether. The first one I did in May, and that was just my reception dress. And, got all prettied up, frolicked in the water, ruined my dress, took some pretty shoots. I had amazing photographers. But I wanted to make sure that my ceremony dress meant something, that it had a story behind it, not just for healing for me, but to help other people out. Statistically in America, people marry on average 3 times. So I know that there are people out there that felt or were feeling at the time the same feelings that I was feeling. And so I wanted to give hope to people. So when I did this photo shoot, time kind of went by, people were on vacation, my photographers were on vacation, I was working a lot. So when we finally were in a place that we were able to do this photo shoot, I had enough time to really think of the story that I wanted. And even when I was doing the photo shoot, things changed in the middle of the photo shoot, and I really believe that was just God kind of guiding the photo shoot. But I wanted to share my story. I wanted to share how I felt and the things that I experienced in that, to be able to help those men and women that have experienced really rough, crazy relationships that, are no more divorced, or the long-term relationships. And so I told my story. Every single thing that I did in that photo shoot it signifies something. The dress obviously was the dress I wore for my wedding. For those of you that know me, you know what the handcuffs are for. You know what the chains mean. Everything has a meaning behind it. And I also posted kind of like a spoken word with my pictures to express how I felt. When I was in that relationship, I gave myself 110%, which is some people are like, oh, in a marriage, you should be, give your 110 all the time. But my 110 meant that I made myself into a completely different person to try and satisfy this other person, to try and make things work, to try and work things out. And I was so fake by the end of it that I couldn't even I was so exhausted. When you're not you and you're trying to be something that you're not, first of all, you're being fake. Okay, so that's another humbling moment. Okay, you're being fake. It's just exhausting. So when you're exhausted like that all the time, mentally, emotionally, you make decisions that you shouldn't be making. You just do things that you shouldn't be doing because you're filtering things through all of this chaos. And so that's what I felt like my marriage was, especially towards the end. And there was a moment there where I literally felt dead inside. I felt like I was just waking up, going through the motions. Like, I loved my husband and I would have done anything because I felt like I was already doing everything. So I would be, I was willing to do whatever, but I just couldn't do it anymore. And so certain things had happened and I was just done. I'm like, this is not happening again. We're done. It's done. And so if I would have stayed true to myself and kept healthy boundaries, I don't know that we would have lasted, but I think things would have ended a lot differently. And I don't know what that would look like because it didn't happen. But I wanted to be able to express those feelings, express, the anxiety I got, the lack of sleep that I had, the worry, the craziness, just everything in these pictures. I believe that expressing your feelings and sharing your story is part of healing. And so I chose to heal by sharing my story. And some people agreed with it. Some people didn't say anything, and some people were not so excited about it. But I tell you this, I am not sorry for the way that I am dealing with my situation. I want to feel everything so I can deal with everything so I can heal from it. Because when we don't allow ourselves to go through those processes, there will be a time where we have to deal with them. And I would much rather I'm more willing to deal with them now rather than being in a place where I have no other option and I have to. And so I'm choosing to deal with it now, and I'm choosing to deal with it, through the pictures that I did to maybe help somebody else, to let them know that they're not alone, that these feelings, a lot of people feel these feelings. So if you haven't seen them, I posted the pictures on my Instagram and my Facebook, November 20th, I think. And it was just a way of me healing. I really feel like it did so much, like being able to express myself. There's two sides to every story. And that's how I felt. I decided to share my story. And so I'm grateful for the comments I got, good, bad, or indifferent, because when you put yourself out there, you're always going to get negative feedback. You're always going to get crazy opinions, and I'm okay with that. But at the end of the day, I just pray and I hope that even this video has helped somebody and my pictures have helped somebody, and just to know that you're not alone. God was my homie through the whole thing. He's still my homie. I'm still dealing with stuff now. And I know that at the end of the day, like the next relationship I get into, I'm going to be good to go and I'm going to be healthy. Because when we don't deal with those things, they manifest. They manifest mentally, physically, emotionally. And like I said, I don't want to be in a place where I'm like stuck in this crazy rut and it's like, okay, now you need to deal with everything all at once because that's really crazy. I'd rather deal with it now while I'm single and I'm good. I have the time to do so, if that makes sense. But anyways, you guys, that was just me kind of venting about my pictures. I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know when I'm going to post again, but I am excited to start sharing my story as things come up. I'm going to school again, and doing a whole bunch of other stuff. So as I get thoughts and stuff like that, I will be sure to post. But I love all of you guys. Be sure to leave comments, suggestions, message me questions, whatever you would like.